Back in Minnesota, Dave Pasch and Ron Wolfley pleased to be joined now by Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals. And all right, Vance, you had the 85-yard touchdown run that the first group gave up, but other than that, excluding the touchdown, 9 carries for 19 yards. Overall, were you pleased with the rush defense?
I am pleased. Obviously that one play for 85 yards plus, that can't happen. Obviously the front, we missed a tackle in the front, but the back end guys have to minimize big plays, and that didn't happen on that play. But we had a good scheme there. It was fit up. We didn't tackle on that play. That's the bottom line. But outside of that, it's been a good day as far as just simply doing our job, keeping the pass game to a minimum, pressuring the quarterback, and that's why it's only 7 points. The running game obviously is a big focus in this league, but the points are scored through the pass game. So if you're playing good pass defense and you're keeping the run to a minimum, you can win games in this league.
Coach, to me, it looked like Rodney Gunter has got to come down the line a little bit more on that play and make that play. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. It's the stretching running game, So that ball, we're making the ball cut back, by the fronts that we're playing. So we know the ball's going to cut back. It won't go front side with a 9 technique and a 5. So we're making it cut back. But that's the beauty of this running game. When it cuts back, it creates sideways one-on-one tackles, and that's why it's been so good for Kubiak and those guys in Denver, years ago. It creates one-on-one tackles, and when you have good backs like Dalvin Cook, if he gets in the secondary, it's a problem. But you have to knock down the front, set the edge, and force the ball to wind back, and the guys on the backside have to make the play. So we've given up an 80-yard plus run and a 10-yard run, the same action. It winds back to the backside guys. We have to squeeze and simply tackle the ball carrier.
Given the fact that Patrick Peterson is not available the first 6 games, and then obviously the injury to Robert Alford, talk about Tremaine Brock and some of the young corners that are going to be forced to play against Detroit in 2 weeks.
Well, first with Brock, Brock's played in big games, so I trust Brock. I've been with Brock on 2 different football teams. He's a solid veteran corner who's going to do it right. Obviously, Murph was drafted for a reason. He's the first pick of the 2nd round, so he has to play for us. That's draft value, So he's had a good camp. He's gotten better and better each day. Obviously, as a rookie, he has his rookie moments, But now he played a full game at corner. He played a half a game at nickel. So he's got a big role for us to play outside corner and some inside nickel. So he's been thrust into a starting role, but he's been drafted to do so. So I'm excited to watch him grow and to be a good football player for us.
Coach, with your corner situation being what it is right now, schematically, how does it change your defense?
Well, it won't change, who we are, but obviously every game plan is different. I can't say I won't put pressure on the corners, because when you're game planning, every position has a hard down. But our experience obviously is in our front with Sizzle and Chandler and those guys and Corey. So early on, I'm going to put pressure on our front to stop the run, hopefully in shell, and to obviously rush 4 and to have a nice pressure package on 3rd down. So the pressure goes from those guys to our veteran players and to our coaching staff to have great game plans to obviously take care of those guys, on Sundays, but also have a plan to attack offenses.
When I think of Pat P and Robert Alford, I think of press man.
Yes.
I think here it comes, baby. Press man cover.
Right.
Will you play a little bit more zone?
Well, we'll see. Again, every game's different. Every team has different receivers. Because you're playing press doesn't mean the corners have a lot of stress. We play press with leverage. So from time to time, that guy's got inside help. So. And that's the beauty of having a good coverage package and allowing guys to play to their leverage. But again, every game plan is different. But obviously, if you had Pat P and you have Alfred, you've got 2 lockdown guys, and it allows you to dictate 1st, 2nd down.
There's a guy that's standing right behind you, Vance, that has really shined again today, and he's been forced into a situation where he has to start because of what happened with Darius Philon, and that's Zach Allen, rookie out of Boston College. How has he progressed through camp?
He's had a great camp. He definitely fits the bill as a 5 technique for us. He's got the length, he's got the explosion, he can rush the passer, and he's tough. And again, he's a young guy. He's going through some growing pains, but as far as him being a good player, that's fact. He's going to be a good player for us, but it won't be perfect. But as he plays more, he'll get better and better. But I'm happy to have him and Murph. That's two rookie draft picks that's going to start for us week 1.
Coach, I hesitate to ask you this because I know with any coach, you're never going to be satisfied.
Right.
You're never going to be happy, right? But for the most part, as you look at your defense right now, where do you think you need to get better? Where's your concern, if at all?
Well, obviously depth. You know, I feel good about our starting 11, you know, including not having Patrick and those guys. You know, not having Patrick, not having Alfred, you know, Darius gone, Robert gone, you know, not having Hassan for training camp. You know, so that's my concern, is building depth. We've got young guys working, you know, to fill those roles, and they're obviously playing good football today. They played good football last week, but that's my concern. Just overall depth, you know, continue to stop the run game. Because the run game, obviously, it just breaks your spirit if you don't stop the run game. Last week, you know, it was 40 for 3.1. Okay, not bad in the run game. It seemed like a lot of yards, but the pass game hurt us last week. The first week, the run defense wasn't very good, and they scored 13 points. So again, to keep it in perspective, points are scored in the pass game, but you can't be soft in the run. It just breaks your team spirit.
Vance, everybody wants to know, at age 36 in his 17th NFL season, can Terrell Suggs continue to be a dominant player?
I tell you, he can be. You know, his body is young. He looks twitchy. He looks explosive, and he's a big man. So I mean, you can watch the game today. They didn't run at him, okay? They ran away from him. So that's the beauty of having Sizzle on the edge. The ball's not going to go outside of him. And if it's a one-on-one pass rusher on third down, he's going to win more than he's going to lose.
How much of your defense have you shown here in preseason, right? Are you one of these guys? You're very protective of what it is you want to do?
I haven't shown much. The first 2 weeks, I had no game plan. Today, I had a little bit of game plan because I wanted to have some confidence going into our first week. You know, this is our last chance for our starters to play, so I wanted to come out here with some confidence. So we did game plan for this game. Not a full game plan, but enough to play well, and it's proven to help our guys play well. But you know, I've been calling defense for 3 years now, so my stuff's on tape. But I'm going to wait till week 1 to kind of unveil the rest of it.
We look forward to it. Thanks for your time,
All right,
Vance.
guys. Thanks for having me.
Vance.
Bye-bye.
Vance Joseph, who spent the last 2 years with the Denver Broncos as their head coach.
Just silent count this week, and I mean, all week we've been lifting our leg up, so that's what I was going to do in the game.
I mean, quarterbacks lift their leg up all the time.
Yeah, they clap too sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Felt good. Felt more comfortable. Probably most comfortable I felt all preseason. But I think that's just due to reps, live game reps. For me, I enjoyed getting to play as much as we did today, just because it was closer to the real thing. So, kind of happy with how it went going into starters won't play this week, and then we'll go into the first week of the season.
At this point, given how subjective the refs are calling it, would you rather not use a flap at all?
To me, I really don't care, to be honest. Ball's gonna get snapped some way.
Okay.
Are you one of those guys that would prefer to have reps into the 4th preseason game, or are you content just being geared up for week 1?
I would never say content, but I understand, sitting out next week. So guys, stay healthy, kind of get, freshed up and be ready for the Lions.
You had some good long drives out there. How nice was it to get some time of possession out there and get into a rhythm and get up and down the field?
I think it's important for everybody's mental, just to feel good about, what's going on. Obviously, we didn't put the ball in the end zone, but that'll come. We still weren't game planning down there in the red zone, stuff like that. Just really just running the plays that we've been running and trying to execute them better. So I think this week was obviously better.
About 2/3 of your passing yardage was to Demir and to KeeSean. What did you see from them today that encouraged you to keep looking their way?
Just like the matchups on the outside. Talked all week on the guys that they have. Obviously, they got some guys over there that can play the DB position, but just having confidence in them to win their one-on-ones, and they did. So.
Are your scrambles or design runs, are you purposely going out of bounds, or maybe just going down earlier than you would in the regular season because it's the preseason?
And just being safe, always. If I can get more, I'll get more. If I can't, there's no point in taking a hit or having to deal with that. So get used to it.
How important is it to you not to have any turnovers through preseason?
Just trying to take care of the ball. If I turn the ball over, it's part of the game. But I guess that's a good thing.
It's only preseason, but you did kind of want to end on a high note.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody wants to, knowing we're not playing next week, nobody wants to come out here today and kind of lay an egg. But like I said, we didn't put the ball in the end zone, but we sustained drives this week, and I think we were more consistent, and I think everybody felt better about how we played.
On the play where you faked the handoff to David and ran offside, I think it was 95. Go ahead.
What did you say?
Did you just kind of go down your own instead of trying to get
around
him?
The corner was coming up, so I wasn't going to get anything. Like you said, preseason. Even if it was a regular season game, I would still got down. So, got to look greedy. Should have handed the ball off. But
how antsy do you think you're going to be for September 8th? Start feeling it?
Yeah, I think the deal is to not be antsy. Just go out there, relax. Be myself and play my game. Trust my abilities, trust my teammates, and I think if we all do that and execute our jobs, then we'll be fine.
Is the biggest difference we're not seeing in the offense is just the pace you're going to play with when September 8th comes around?
Say what?
Is the biggest difference that we're not seeing in the preseason is just the pace? You're not playing with any. You guys are huddling after every play, and we're not going to see that September 8th.
I don't know.
How ready are you for week 1, you think, right now?
How ready?
Yeah, how do you feel?
We got another week, another 2 weeks of work to be put in, so just going to keep working hard every day, trying to get better.
Is there anything you think you would need to work on in order for you to play week 4?
No, I'm not playing next week.
Okay.
David Johnson was kind of messing with you during his interview earlier. It seems like you guys are really building a good rapport. How much confidence do you think you've gained with your teammates, and how good do you feel moving forward?
I think everybody's kind of gained confidence in what's going on. As a whole, you build that through practice, working hard. Obviously, we haven't played a real game yet, but it's going to get real here pretty soon. So we'll see what everybody's about, and everybody will see what each other's about. So
you and KeeSean were seemingly on the same page on that back shoulder. Do you feel like the chemistry with him has come along pretty well, and does he know what you want and you know what he's going to do already?
I think he's just a natural route runner. He's very fluid, very smooth, great body control, and we've had a lot of time together just throughout rookie minicamp. And that whole time when the vets had to leave, it's just rookies there. So I've got to build a relationship with him on and off the field. So I think it all just works out.
On the throw that Christian caught outside the end zone, was that just a little late on your throw? Were you looking somewhere else?
I'd have to go watch it, but it just it didn't work out. So.
David Johnson said you're acting like a leader. You're acting like a vet. That you're actually telling Larry Fitzgerald what to do. Does he listen to you, Larry?
I think so. At the end of the day, we want to win. So, it's not about me being a young guy and him being a veteran. It's just us trying to be on the same page to get the job done, and whatever that is, and we're willing to do it.
You're doing a lot of shorter stuff. Did it feel good to uncork that ball to Demir for a pretty big game?
Yeah, like I said, that was part of watching film. We knew, not knocking on obviously he's a great corner. But just something that we wanted to stretch the field this week, and got the look, and that we executed.
Demir's speed on the outside can kind of be a valuable weapon for you guys, can't it?
Yeah, definitely. Got to have guys that can stretch the field, and he's one of them.
Well, does it feel good to have a game like that where you're pretty heavily involved?
Yeah, it's always good to be heavily involved with your team and just coming out here and competing every day. So it's definitely a great feeling, but we got more work to do, and we got to just keep coming back to competing.
How good is your chemistry with Kyler already? It seemed like on that back shoulder you guys were right on the same page.
It's just, whatever he feels as a quarterback, if he needs to throw it over the top or throw it back shoulder, it's just his read, and just to come out, and I have to just come out and catch the ball and just adjust to it.
You impressed by that throw and that one that thread the needle seemed pretty good. What's it like catching those passes?
Just knowing that you could go out there and having a quarterback like that behind there, and just that trust that someone can trust you and you can trust him and trust him to get it there and have the ability for me to be able to split those two defenders.
You have to remind yourself that he's a rookie too. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely sometimes, because the way he carries himself, like a pro, and he's gonna just continue to get better and better.
He's trying. He's definitely trying. They signed Crabtree, but do you feel like with the way this offense is, do you guys, the rest of you outside receivers, keep showing what you can do? That hey, we'll still get playing time. We'll still have plenty of targets.
We've been competing all camp, and we're gonna just continue to compete, day in and day out, regardless of who's here. And you can learn. Maybe you can. For me, I'm taking that you can learn some things from him using this league. And he's had some success too, so there'll be definitely some things that you can learn.
In what specific ways are you being helped by Chandler and Terrell on the outside? And what are they telling you on the field? Cliff just mentioned that in his book.
Yeah, no, they've been terrific with me, really kind of welcoming me in. And I really don't feel like a rookie. I feel like, I'm just, one of the guys, and I just get to learn, pick up so much. And they played so much football, so they know stuff that's coming that I don't even know. So having a guy like that, it's kind of like, having the answers to the test when you're playing. So very fortunate, to be able to play along, 2 Hall of Fame ends.
Is there something specific you can recall, say, during the game today, or that they told you either, line up here, move out this way a little bit?
Yeah, they definitely, they've seen a lot of football, so they know, kind of when, how to move and, if it's coming to you or going away. So, and also just throughout the whole week of preparation, kind of learning. So I was very fortunate, to have those 2 guys there. We let up one run that went 80, 85, however many yards it went, 85. And so, that brings that down, that total to what, 110, 115. And, for a team that's been averaging 170 on the per game this preseason, which is, really good to hold them to that. That's a really good, offensive line and, some really good backs, Dalvin Cook and Boone and Madison, all those guys. So, there's definitely, obviously, there's things to clean up, and, we're going to attack it tomorrow and the whole week. But, definitely it's, just seeing steady progression, I think, is very, uplifting.
I thought we started faster. I thought we were more physical, looked more crisper in our operation, fewer penalties. And so those were all points of emphasis this week, and I felt like we accomplished that in the first half.
You did use the clap with Kyler, and then Brett got called twice. Can you give us some explanations why Kyler didn't, and what you learned about why Brett did get penalized?
Yeah, I didn't get much of an explanation on that, and really didn't seek one. We'll work through multiple cadences and do different things, and so that's kind of where we're at on it.
Are you going to use the clap and road games that you go to a silent count?
We're still working through that. I'm hoping we'll come to a logical solution and figure that out. But it's still a work in progress.
Is it getting under your skin? I know it's just a couple plays in the whole game, but is that stuff getting under your skin when you talk before the game?
Yeah, I try not to let it bother me too much. I understand it's new and everybody's working through it. And like I said, I believe we'll come to a logical place with it. And that's kind of where I'm at with it.
You were frustrated by not being able to finish one of those red zone possessions in the end zone?
You always want to score touchdowns. I think when it comes to preseason game planning, you're going to stay vanilla, and red zone offense isn't, going to be super complex. But we had some things we could have executed better, no doubt. And I definitely could have called some better plays as well.
What did you think of Kyler?
I thought he made good decisions, and whether it was to take off or move and get out of the pocket, made quick decisions. Had some things we'd like to have back, but it's all about progress. And each week we wanted to get better, and this was playing against a very good defense and showed multiple looks. And I thought he handled himself fairly well.
Protecting the football, that's something he's done 3 weeks in a row now without a mistake. How important is that for him?
That's going to be huge. As a young player, you're going to have turnovers. The way he plays the game, he's going to try and make big plays, and so those are going to come. But I think he's done a nice job of knowing when the party's over, throwing it away, going down, and so we just got to make sure that continues.
Do you think Byron Murphy did okay in his time outside today?
I'll have to watch the film, but I know he had a heavy workload, and I think he competed well against some really good receivers, but I'll have to watch the film to kind of get a final grade on it.
But you had said that you were going to show a little bit more of the offense this week. How much did we see?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into percentages, but I think more than anything, it was more just game plan specific to what Minnesota was going to do on defense. And I'll just leave it at that. I think we had a couple of things that we felt we could attack them on. And other than that, we just pretty status quo.
Is it usually a time when starters don't play in preseason? Is that it for Kyler until the Lions?
I believe that is, unless we see something that we, from the tape that we feel like we got to get cleaned up. I feel like that'll be his last live action until week 1.
How'd the O-line look?
I think it was, I think having Pugh back was a little bit of a boost. They've had a good camaraderie throughout spring and the summer, and then he went out. And we think Mason Cole's a very good player as well, but I think they had a little camaraderie working, and he seemed to bring a little juice to that group.
I feel like Demir and KeeSean Johnson made some nice plays.
They have. They've really played well throughout camp, and it was good to see Demir, separate on a deep ball and then have a couple stop routes that we felt like he executed perfectly. And then KeeSean, the ball keeps coming his way and he keeps making plays on it.
The biggest general difference.
What's that? I mean, as a rookie quarterback in the NFL, I don't know how ready you can be. I mean, you'll never be completely ready, I don't think, when it's your first game in the NFL. But he feels like he's in a good place. Talking to him, we've tried to push as many reps as possible, but that week one is going to be a new experience for he and myself. And so we'll grow together and learn from it and see where it goes.
I know you don't want to get into specifics where you are not doing offensively, but in general, is the biggest difference just the pace at which you're playing offensively and now what you'll do on September 8th?
Yeah, we'll just have to leave that one out there. I don't want to get into specifics of what our offense will look like, but like I said, I think we were a little more game plan specific this week. We had installations, things of that nature, and I felt like the sense of urgency to start the game was much improved from a week ago because of that.
Can you tell what the issue?
Zach Allen, he keeps flashing in practice, has great get off. Still a young player, still has a lot to learn, but you know he's a very smart player, works very hard at his craft, and to have T. Sizzle and Chandler Jones right next to you and giving you tips and helping you is, I mean that's a great spot for him to be in.
You keep on pacing an EQ in the first 4 series that you won.
Just wanted to get them both reps with the ones, and we feel like we have 2 guys that can start for us at center, and Mason has the versatility to bump around a bunch of different spots, and so it was good to get them both in.
Easy not to play Pat today? Was it easy?
It was easy. He's not playing for 2 months, and we knew that, and we wanted to see what we had in the other guys, and so it's always tough when you have one of the best cornerbacks in the game sitting over there watching, but we had a good plan going into the training camp, and we stuck to it.
You still haven't decided who the starting center will be at this point?
We have not. We'll go through this week and finalize things.
Could you tell what the issue was on the 85-yard touchdown?
I couldn't. I thought, outside of that first group really played physical and made some nice stops and plays, and just can't obviously have that happen in this league.
You talked about the deep ball here. Connected on the Kelsey third down. How valuable is that to get these guys to rhythm?
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. Like I said, we wanted to come out and control the football more and put together some drives. And I felt like we did that for the most part. Didn't finish in the red zone, which we have to get better at. But there were some positives through that first half.
You were all concerned about the total you gave up on the ground. Obviously, numbers inflated a bit by an 85-yard run.
I'm not. Obviously you don't want that to happen, but I felt like it was much improved from a week ago. Let that one get out, and we just have to keep getting better over these next 2 weeks for Detroit.